at this point in the season, you need to know if you are a contender or a rebuilder. And if you are a contender, how far away are you from a title? Look, there are cheap guys you can go and buy to plug holes if it just means getting through bye weeks, or maybe you're in a super deep league and need a third or fourth flex option. Let's talk about 4 players I'd be looking at for cheap contending trade targets. In Superflex, let's just start at the quarterback position, and this is probably as cheap as you can get with a QB2 in Dynasty. Let's talk about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold right now has 6 top 18 weeks on the season. That is startable. That is a must-start quarterback basically every single week. And on top of that, he's shown you the ceiling with 3 top 10 weeks. He's tied to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson's coming back, Aaron Jones. This offense for this year is high-flying, it is high-powered, and it's something I want a piece of. If I am just not getting it from my QB2 position, right, whoever that may be, and I want a true rental, that is Sam Darnold. He's a rental for the Vikings. He's not even guaranteed to be a starter next year, and that's been priced in. I was looking at trades for Sam Darnold, and it's not bad. A 2025 second. Okay, I mean, if I really think I'm winning a title, that's a late pick, and if I think Sam Darnold helps me solidify that QB2 spot with a high floor and a decent weekly ceiling, I'm fine to make that deal. The other one here, actually, this is confusing to me. Sam Darnold for Chuba Hubbard. I understand Hubbard's been very good this year. Jonathan Brooks is coming back. They invested in him. When he is healthy, he's going to take work. It's not as if Chuba Hubbard is going to relegate Jonathan Brooks to the bench. That's not the expected outcome. Could it happen? Of course. Is that what we anticipate? Absolutely not. So if that's the case, to give up what I view as a rental running back for a rental QB2, I know which position is more valuable. It's a lot harder to find a good QB2 than it is a running back that finds their way to value. So Sam Darnold is not a fun name. It's probably not an exciting name. You don't even know what he's going to be next season. He might not even be a starter. All of that's priced in, and it helps you accomplish your goal of winning a title. Get rid of the pick. Go get Sam Darnold, as the cheapest option I could think of for a QB2. Going from the most expensive position in Superflex to probably the cheapest, let's talk about running back, and I want to talk about JK Dobbins. Look, there are cheaper running backs out there than JK Dobbins, without a doubt. JK Dobbins might be the best of the bunch. And the reason I really like JK Dobbins as a contender is he's only going to be 26. I don't know if JK Dobbins is really a true rental like a guy like Raheem Mostert or Kareem Hunt might be. JK Dobbins could have life beyond this season. He should have life beyond this season, barring another catastrophic injury, which he's had several. On top of it, JK Dobbins is a legit workhorse with really very minimal behind him to threaten his workload. Injury is the only thing that derails JK Dobbins, and it's possible. It's likely. I'd wait as long as I could to trade for JK Dobbins to ensure he's healthy for a playoff run, but when he's on the field, 19 opportunities a game. He has 4 games over 18 points. He's seeing the ball a lot. He is doing a lot with it. And this offense looks to be getting better and better, right? Ladd McConkey pulls in 2 touchdowns this week. They're starting to find their groove as Justin Herbert gets healthier. When it comes to price, what do you actually want to give up for J.K. Dobbins? Look, I'm giving up a second. Same thing as Sam Darnold. This will be the most common trade you see for rebuild from rebuild to contending teams, right? Just throwing in a second for rental players. I don't think a third is ever going to get it done, right? A second and a third may be realistic. That's what I got back when I moved J.K. Dobbins in a league that I wasn't contending. So that's what I'm looking for. And again, as a contending roster, if all it takes is a second to lock up an RB2 with RB1 upside, I'll take that bet because look, like I said up top, I don't think this is just a 1-year rental. He will sign on with somebody else next year. And who knows, it might even be the Chargers again, which would be best case scenario for his value. Going to the wide receiver position, I got 2 I want to talk about. Let's first talk about Darnell Mooney. Now, Darnell Mooney was actually on my cheap veterans trade target list before the season started, and he's done everything I kind of hoped for him to do. He has shown spike week potential. He's shown to be an important part of the offense with a 23% target share coming into week 8. The usage is there. He's tied to a high-powered offense. He's only 26, and he's been traded like he's absolutely free in Dynasty the last 2 weeks. He's been traded for a third rounder, just a straight-up 2025 third. I'd give 2/3. I'd give a 2025 and a 2026 third if that's the baseline. And I want, again, just spike week potential out of my wide receiver 5 or 6. I'm good with that for Darnell Mooney. The other piece here was actually Kamani Vidal, which, I mean, if it's coming from a rebuilder, I think taking on day 3 or I can't even remember, undrafted running back is probably not the best move. I'd rather just keep the mid-aged wide receiver that's producing, but to each their own. I would happily trade a handcuff running back for Darnell Mooney if it means improving, my third or fourth flex spot in a deep league. And our last player, Jakobi Meyers. And look, if you guys have followed this channel, I'm always going to advocate for Jakobi Meyers. I think he's one of the most undervalued, routinely underrated wide receivers in the NFL. And yes, he's getting older. He's 28 years old. But over the last 4 games, 8.7 targets a game. He's wide receiver 17 in points per game at 15.3. He's seeing targets and he's producing with them. Devontae Adams is gone. And he may not ever get you to wide receiver 1 value because obviously the quarterback play is a huge, huge question mark here. But in deep leagues, just like Darnell Mooney, Jakobi Meyers is free and can fill a bench spot, or a flex spot, I should say. So, look, is he really going to get you over the hump? Are any of these guys going to get you over the hump? I think Dobbins and Darnold, yes. I think Mooney and Meyers help steady the boat, which is still, it still has value. And given that you can give up a 3rd round pick for Jakobi Meyers, why not? That's more valuable than the 3rd random rookie you're probably going to pick that may never be fantasy relevant. 3rds are basically free when I'm contending and I'm just trying to fill spots to get through injuries or bye weeks, etc. Jakobi Meyers does that. So does Darnell Mooney. So I kind of lump them together at the end here. I love both. These are guys you need on your rosters if you're looking for deep, cheap contending options.